It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely, completely random podcast for Saturday, January 16th, 2021. I am your host, Andrew Rhodes, as always, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. And I'm here to bring you, once again, the neat topics I found throughout the week, courtesy of the good old interweb. It's been a weird week, folks. Anyway, what do I got to talk about? Well, believe it or not, you can now play Pokemon Red in someone's Twitter profile picture, which actually is kind of cool. I wanted to talk about that. Evangelion 3.1, or let's say I think it's 4.0. It's 3.1 or 3.0 plus 1.0 has been delayed again. For those of you that are wondering why you couldn't see it if you live over in Japan and didn't know. Oh yeah, trust me. It's not a good reason. You can probably guess what it is. The classic anime heroes return in Infini T Force, the movie. For those of you that have seen the banner ads all over the internet, which is kind of interesting. A Breath of the Wild player has sniped the Guardian from over 1,400 meters away. That's kind of interesting. And manga creator on piracy. Quote, "We're not drawing manga as volunteers." I feel your pain, but all this and more, usually my dry, witty humor, all this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. But before we get into that, you all know the song and dance. I'm sure you do. ARHOADS hyphen 2012 on eBay. I have a wide variety of stuff for sale, from trading cards to DVDs to action figure parts, action figures, you name it. One person's trash is another person's treasure here on the worldwide garage sale that is eBay. I mean, come on, you want a social distance? This is the best place to do it. You can get stuff from all over the place, all without leaving the comfort of your couch or your toilet seat, your bed, the closet you're in because your creepy cousin Ted decided to come by and won't leave you the hell alone. Yes, that's right. All those places can access the internet so long as you have a device that can do it, but still, you can surf eBay without ever leaving the comfort of a sitting couch, a toilet seat, a bathtub, a bed, a chair, anywhere. That's right. And eBay has a wide variety of stuff, so why don't you swing on by and check me out over on eBay. Just drop in and see what I got. Something might tickle your fancy, that's fine if it does. That's ARHOADS hyphen 2012 over on eBay. You can also follow me over on Twitter if you're interested at Otaku Rhodes. That's at OTAKURHOADS over on Twitter, where I usually hang out most of the time. You can also check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page, because I do have a Facebook page. And hey, while you're here on the YouTube channel, you're listening to the podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell so that you can be made aware when new videos drop right here from yours truly at Web Designer 18, only on YouTube. Alright, so this is the part where I usually go about how my week went for those of you out there that have never listened to the podcast before or new to the podcast, in which case, hello and welcome. But yeah, so I was sort of a dull, boring week. For the most part, vacation week 2, or vacation week take 2, I should say. And yeah, it was sort of a dull, boring week. Nothing really exciting happened. Just sat, watched some TV. Job surfed, because I am trying to look for another job, so there is that. Yeah, that's basically about it. I didn't really do much of anything else this week. I did try getting a lottery. I was to say, my mom picked up a couple lottery tickets for the big jackpots that were trying to go off, but we didn't win, so that figures. We didn't win. Nope. We didn't win, so hell isn't freezing over yet. There's no plans in it in the forecast for hell to freeze over. That's fine. I'm waiting for the day for that to happen. I really am. I'm waiting for the day that hell's gonna freeze over. Because that's the day that I know bad things are going to happen, when hell freezes over. But it didn't freeze over yet, though, sadly. So we're still good. Hell isn't frozen over yet. Just in case anybody out there was wondering, no, we're still good. But otherwise, I really didn't do much this week. The funny part was, I actually did want to try to record a discussion or a rant video on Tuesday. I had my laptop up, had the microphone set up, I had the voice recorder program open, and I'm sitting here and nothing. I had nothing. Nothing, no idea what to talk about, no idea what to rant about, or anything like that, and I'm just like, I just drew a blank. So, I apologize again. I mean, I did this last week. I apologize. I put it up on, like, Twitter. I know I put it up on the discussion section of my channel. I do apologize that I haven't actually come up with anything lately, that there hasn't been any uploads or any, oh, here, I really want to see this, when are you going to do rant videos and discussion videos again? And I do apologize that I haven't done any. It's just, I've been drawing a blank on what to do. And thank you all, by the way, for the suggestions. I do appreciate them, but the problem is that I can get suggestions. That's fine. I can look into it, but unless I feel it and I'm in the mood for it, it's just me screaming at the top of my lungs for nothing. And it's, at the end of the day, I just don't feel like doing that. If it's something that really pisses me off and I'm like, yeah, no, I want to go to town on this one. This one deserves me going to town on it, then I'll do it. But if it's like, okay, this was a suggestion, and I look at it, and the more I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't really think I can get angry enough at it to really do a decent video, and I kind of feel like I'm half-assing it, and I hate feeling like that, so that kind of happens a lot. And right now, it's just, I don't know if it's my mind with everything going on with me, that just was like, I should really try to do something else. I don't know. But I do apologize again that there's like a lack of rant videos, a lack of discussion videos. I think I did like one rant video, and it was when I did the rant video on the Gambler film series, which pissed off a couple people. But yeah, so there was that, and I'm just like, okay, and I just haven't felt like ranting about anything. I don't really have any more queued up in like storage or anything that I could pull out and put up. I think there's like one, but I was sort of on the fence about putting it up, so I never did. But yeah, so I do apologize if there hasn't been any rant videos and discussion videos up lately. I'm hoping to change that, but again, at the end of the day, I need to be sort of in the mood for it. And I think with the fact that I have had this lovely, now it'll be going into its third week vacation, which, yeah, let's face it, I don't mind a vacation. Especially after the holiday season that I had to fucking work through. Yeah, I don't mind a nice vacation. It's a nice change of pace. But I think because of that, I think my body was just like, you know what, let's just take a break. Let's just relax, take stock of everything, figure out what we want to do, and go that route. And in all honesty, it sounds like a good idea to me. It really does, because I don't know. I just didn't feel like ranting about anything, and it's not for a lack of trying, I will say that, because I did have the microphone up, I had the program up, I had my laptop up. I'm literally sitting here, and I'm like, nothing was coming to me. Just nothing at all was coming to me, and it was pissing me off. But, writer's block happens to content creators too, so it's not an uncommon thing. Like, authors will get writer's block, actors will get, will get a block occasionally. Creators get the same thing. And that's just what happens, and it's sort of what's happening to me. But I'm hoping to try to change that. I'm trying to come up with some ideas that I can do like a discussion video on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do rant videos right away, because I really need to be in the mood for that. And I think with everything that's been going on with me, I kind of broke my ranting, rage in a bit. So there's like really nothing. It's like I have no fuel for it. Like, I have no taste for it at this point right now. I just don't know why. But yeah, there is that. I could probably find something, but it would really have to be something that pisses me off to do it. But still, there is that. But either way, I am trying to get new stuff out. But otherwise, my week's been dull, boring, and it's a nice way for me to just relax, recharge my batteries, and get everything going again, hopefully. So here's hoping that things change in a lot of ways for me right now. I'm really hoping that, but it probably are, but not for the better. I'm getting that weird feeling it'll change, but not for the better. But yeah, that's about all that's been happening with me though this week. So let's dive into the podcast, shall we? Because it's gonna be a lot of fun this week. I can guarantee it. All right, so this is something that definitely caught my attention when I saw it online. So apparently, someone has created a way for you to play Pokemon Red on their Twitter profile picture. Now, I'm not going to say who it is because that forces you to actually look down into the articles, because I don't know how far into the game they are now, because this article was written back last Sunday. So, yeah. I don't know, on Monday, but still. Either way, it's just kind of interesting. So much like how Twitch plays Pokemon, let the world comment and control a game of Pokemon, this pinned tweet asks for people to comment either up, down, left, right, A, B, start, or select to control an emulated game of Pokemon Red. Now, for those of you that are very unfamiliar with Pokemon Red, let me give you a little breakdown here. Pokemon Red is the first of two versions for Generation 1. There was Red and Blue. Unless you lived in Japan, then it was Red and Green. And apparently Green was the better version from what I was told, but yeah, I don't really care. Then there was also Yellow here that we got in the US. That was the Pikachu version where you could get... It could almost follow the anime if you wanted to, in a way. You could literally call yourself Ash Ketchum and you would get Pikachu to start off with. You couldn't evolve it. And it was so damn impressive. I still think I have a copy of it somewhere. I just don't know where. But I swear I have a copy of it. But either way, it's an interesting concept. However, Pokemon Red and Blue, and pretty much all of Gen 1 in general, it is nothing but a gigantic glitch fest of a nightmare. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let me spell it out for you. It was filled with errors, problems, massive issues. You name it, it had it. And I'm not even joking when I say that. This game was the first one to have the infamous, oh look, you can basically have one OP Pokemon just by using freaking Amnesia. And by the way, that was Slowpoke and Slowbro. If they know Amnesia, you get 3 of those off. It's a fucking powerhouse. Because Special was one skill, it wasn't split yet. Now it didn't happen until Gen 2. And you were just unstoppable. Hyper Beam was one of the most powerful moves in the game. If you KO'd an opponent with it, you didn't have to worry about the recharge. You had the whole, oh look, ghost types aren't affected by this, and this, and they're basically this broken ability. You had the Agatha lottery, the whole freaking Elite Four, Rival Fivel. Yeah, it's a freaking show and a half. If you watch like a lot of the speedrunners or the challenge players, like, can you beat Pokemon Red using only one particular Pokemon? I mean, it's insanity. But yeah, so technically it's a weird game. But to play this thing in somebody's profile picture definitely opens up some gates. So here's how the concept works. So comments are pulled every 15 seconds according to the poster on Twitter, and the most commented input is sent to the game. The current game state is then automatically made into the 400 by 400 pixel profile picture on Twitter. As of the writing of the article, which again came out on Monday, so I don't know how far up it is. Let me see if I can pull it up, and I can probably tell you. Okay, let me try pulling it up, see if I can get an answer here. But either way, so as of the writing of this article, a level 6 Spearow was battling a level 11 Oddish and getting its ass whooped. Twitter did somehow manage to pick Squirtle, though, as the starter Pokemon, if you were curious. But still, it's an interesting concept. No, I have not played Pokemon Red, though, for anybody out there wondering. My first generation was Gen 3 is when I came in. I played Hoenn first. That was the first region I beat. Then I did Fire Red and Leaf Green. I did Colosseum. Then I did Diamond and Pearl. In my case, it was Pearl. Then Pokemon. I had Pokemon White, and that's where I stopped. I did want to get Black 2 or White 2, but I never got around to getting it. And while I could actually try my hand at getting it now, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I could still technically do it. But still, it's pretty neat. Apparently, though, this game has been restarted a few times, though, according to the Twitter poster, to add more features as it rises in popularity, and the logs on manually to the game each night to save and ensure progress isn't lost. There's also an official Discord server that allows those interested to chat about the progress in this particular game of Pokemon Fire Red. And, I mean, Fire Red's an okay game, but I like the remake version of Fire Red and Leaf Green better. And before you ask, like I said, I never played the original Red version. I played Fire Red. So, I'm going off of watching the others play it, and yeah, I mean, I remember this is a game that my one classmate in class is playing it. We're watching a crappy movie. I look down, and I see them taking on Agatha, the Elite Four, and I'm like, use an elemental move, it'll actually do damage. And they're kind of looking at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's a ghost type. You have a water type. Use an elemental move. It'll actually hurt it. Because they're using a Blastoise, and I'm like, yeah, just use an elemental move. It'll take care of it. And all of a sudden, I got nicknamed the Pokemon God because, yo, Rosie knows about Pokemon. Yeah, I know about Pokemon. I play the damn games. It's not that big of a deal. I like them. They're fun. It is what it is. So far, though, like I said, according to the article, there have been over 30,000 comments on so far. So it'll be interesting to see how many it takes to triumph over the Elite Four. It'll be interesting to see how the Agatha lottery goes. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to see what you got here for your picture. Okay, so as of right now, as of 8:26 p.m. on the 16th, the image is... I don't even know where the hell that is in Fire Red. Oh, no, it's Bill! Oh, God! They're in Bill's cabin! Oh, Lord! Okay, that's Bill's cabin. Wow, you're just outside Cerulean City. Holy shit, this thing is way in the early stages. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's Bill's cabin. Just see the two Pokemon teleporter system. Yeah, that's Bill's cabin. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, it's in Bill's cabin. Wow. Okay, so you got like a lot to go here. Holy shit. Yeah, yeah, I got nothing here. Holy crap. I'm assuming that the banner picture in the back here is the Pokemon that you have available. Because if that's the case, you have a Spearow, a Wigglytuff, a Wartortle, what appears to be it's a Paris that they've named Mold. That's funny. A Geodude and a Oddish. I never liked the Gen 1 sprite for Oddish. See, some of the Gen 1 sprites were really good looking. There's Haunter, there's Diglett. Pikachu's was kind of creepy. Charizard's was ugly as all hell. Some of them are really good looking. There's a site, if you look up like Pokemon sprites, let me see if I can actually pull that up, since I now know where they're at. Let's see here, Pokemon. I know there was a site that you could pull it up. SPRIT. Yeah, here we go. The John Archives. Yeah, it's Pokemon DB.net. I know you can pull up like all the sprites from like Gen 1 and all that. The Gen 1 sprites are really good looking. They really are, because like some of them are like really interesting to see. And then there are some that are just ugly as all get out. I think Haunters was actually, I think, one of my favorites. Gengar's is actually pretty cool, too, if you ever get to see Gengar's. Gengar's Gen 1 sprite's pretty cool. There's a Gen 3 sprite that's kind of interesting. Gen 4s and Gen 5s are pretty much the same. But Gen 1s is pretty interesting, though. But yeah, Gen 3's got real good. Then Generation 7, they just, yeah, it was just weird in Gen 7. But still, not a bad, I want to say, not a bad, no, not bad at all. Yeah, Gen 5, it has the movement. Generation 4. Generation 4's wasn't too bad. The normal one. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it wasn't bad. But yeah, it kind of got weird, though, for Diamond and Pearl. That's the one that I had was Pearl. Yeah, if you had Emerald for Gen 3, it had a really good one. Ruby and Sapphire had a good one. I never actually transferred a Haunter over, so I didn't know that. But yeah, that actually is a pretty sweet looking Haunter, though, for that. But yeah, I had the Fire Red Leaf Green one, which doesn't look too bad. Gen 2's wasn't bad either, but Gen 1's was just... For yellow, it was really good. It almost looks like a really neat looking tattoo if you ever get a chance to pull it up. But for the original, for red and blue, holy shit, that was cool. Damn, it's just, it's freaking amazing. But yeah, like I said, some Pokemon have like decent looking sprites, some don't. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, pull it up. It's PokemonDB.net sprites. So just Google Pokemon sprites, and it'll pull it right up. Because there are a lot of good ones. But yeah, I mean, that's why I just wasn't able to tell from that one what the hell it looked like, based off of just that one, image. But yeah, no, that's definitely, yeah, that was a Paris, definitely a Paris. It almost looked like a Dodo, but for where this person has to be in this game, it's probably a Paris. Though, oh wait, where the hell is Mount Moon again? No, actually, no. He probably would have. Yeah, okay, no. He would have probably gotten a. Yeah, he probably would have gotten a Jigglypuff, I would assume. So yeah, possibility. I mean, it looks like from the image that they're in Bill's cabin, just outside Cerulean City. So yeah, that would explain the level 10. Yeah, you would have a Wartortle about then if you do leveling up in certain ways. Yeah, you could, because you'd have to be almost level. Oh yeah, because you'd have Bubble Beam, you'd have Bubble, you'd have to get Bubble Beam to take down Geodude and Onix. So yeah, you would actually have to level up a bit. So yeah, I could buy that. But still, it's interesting. If you want to check it out, it's in the article in the description below. It seems pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. Well, as if this broken record doesn't sound great, the 88th time you've probably heard it by now. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 release has been delayed because of COVID-19 again. Yes, that's right. This delay is once again the cause of the pandemic that is constantly causing problems up everyone's asshole. So you can never watch Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time has been delayed for a second time due to the COVID-19 outbreak. That is a word from the official Twitter for the film. The film had been set for a January 23rd release. However, and before that, though, it was June 27th last year originally, and January 23rd this year. However, due to Japan's current state of emergency set forth by their government on January 8th, while not officially a lockdown, it requested people in several major prefectures, including Tokyo and Osaka, stay the fuck at home whenever possible. So the new release date for the film has not yet been announced. Studio Kahara is probably going to figure this out once, the dust settles and everybody's hopefully able to go out again. Who the hell knows when that'll happen. And the distributors are going to wait until the cases are at a low enough level that theaters can open safely, which, yeah, see, over in Japan, movie theaters work pretty well. Over here in the States, they don't. It's a wonderful little comedy in a way, because I don't know how they manage to make theaters work. Oh, never mind. They know how to do it. We don't. It's that simple. But, yeah, they're going to pretty much hold that till it's safe enough to reopen. as was the case when the Demon Slayer film just basically destroyed box office records last year. And it was finally usurped by Gintama's movie. So what does that tell you? I mean, that thing, the Demon Slayer movie held like the longest spree of titles here. But holy crap! So hopefully we'll figure something out. But for those of you hoping to see Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 and you weren't aware of it, it's not happening. It's delayed again, folks. Yeah, at this point, this is like the cursed movie. I want to say this is the cursed one. Because 1.0 came out. I remember seeing 2.0 on YouTube. Because I remember watching it one weekend. It was a weekend. I watched it. And I'm like, this is really cool. What happens next? Only to find out that, oh, yeah, no, the next part's still in freaking, production hell. And now it's just delay after delay after delay. At this point, I would just release it as a freaking DVD and be done with it. Just put it out for home video release and be done with it. At least you'll get something. I mean, this is pathetic at this point. I don't know what else to say about it. But still, it's interesting, though, that the movie's been delayed a second time. I mean, it's interesting that it's still going. I figured by now, I thought it came out already, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to do it near the end of December, but yeah, it's the second time though it's been delayed. It is what it is. Sorry, I had to get a drink of my water here. It kind of is what it is. It's been delayed. I don't know, but who knows? Hopefully things will work out better and they'll be able to pull it out. But worst case scenario, the fans have waited this long for it. I don't think they're gonna mind waiting more for at this point. It's just, balancing out the how long they're willing to wait versus how long they're going to put up with waiting. I mean, if it were me, yeah, I would wait indefinitely because what the hell? I want to see it. What the hell's a couple more months? I waited this long. What the hell? And I think it's been like a few years because I remember watching 2.0 years ago, because I remember Toonami freaking aired it, and I watched it again when Toonami aired 2.0, because I was like, yeah, I watched this already, but I want to watch it again. And I remember watching it, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I do like this. So, I mean, I waited this long to see what the hell's going to happen next. I don't even remember what happened in 2.0. I have to rewatch 2.0, but it's like, I waited this long. I'm not going to give a rat's ass waiting. If I gotta wait 6-7 more months, I'm not gonna care. I've waited this long. What the hell, 6-7 more months at this point? I could practically do that standing on my head. It's the fact of the matter that, oh, you have to wait. Well, that's fine. It is what it is. You can't win every single battle you go up against. Yeah, goddamn well you could try. You're not gonna succeed, but you could damn well try. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Shit happens, and we can't stop the future from either being good or bad. It's going to happen at some point. It's a 50-50 shot either way. But still, it's going to come out. We just have to be patient for those of you that are waiting. Otherwise, just rewatch the series again. Avoid the Netflix thing, though. They butchered that. Rewatch the series again. Rewatch the first two. Make sure you didn't miss anything. See, the kicker with this being delayed again is that this is giving, like, the conspiracy theorists for this series, the fans, it's giving them more time to rewatch the first two and find little hidden Easter eggs that they didn't see the first 7 times they watched it. Because all of a sudden it's like, oh, here, let's watch it, the 8th time. And the 8th time you watch it, you might notice that, oh, that's different than, I never noticed that before. And then that opens up a whole new world. So this being delayed again is actually more of a blessing than you realize. Because this is giving you the chance to dig through and go, okay, well, wait a minute. That makes a little bit of sense, but it doesn't tie into what happened in the second part. But the second part kind of has something that leads into what happened in the first part, but the second part explains it, but the first part never mentioned it, and it was just kind of glanced over slightly. But I never noticed that before. And then it gives you like a whole new, view of the movie. as it is. So, I mean, that's what I would be doing. Take this opportunity, rewatch it, and go from there. But otherwise, yeah, it's been delayed again. So, it'll come out eventually. So if you've checked out some of the articles or some of the links in the description of the last couple podcasts, you've probably noticed over on OtakuUSAMagazine.com that there's a banner up at the top for something called Infini T Force, Farewell Friend, right? If you haven't, brace yourself because I'm about to explain to you kind of what it is. So, whether you're a new anime fan or seasoned veteran, old school fan or new school, it's all the same if you think about it. I mean, we all love anime, basically. Something everyone can appreciate about a series that bridges the classics and the contemporary, that's exactly what went down with Infini T Force, a crossover that brought old school heroes together with a modern twist. They're back, though, now in this new Infini T Force, the movie, which is officially available to own right now. It actually looks pretty interesting because I was seeing these things and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I gotta admit, it does look kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. So, the heroes at the heart of this movie all hail from different series that Takasuno Productions created way back in the 70s. And it's Tatsunoko. Sorry, I was yawning in the same time I was doing that. So it's Tatsunoko Productions. Back in the 70s, they created leads from classic series like Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, which I'm pretty sure that's the one that turned into G-Force in the US. Let me check. I'm almost certain that's what G-Force was here in the US. Because I remember watching G-Force when I was a kid. Yep, I remember. Yep, that I'm pretty sure was G-Force. I swear. Because I'm like, yeah, that sounds like G-Force. It looks like G-Force. Say what it was called here in the U.S. No, ADV Film, former expired. Oh, Sentai Filmworks owns the rights to it right now. As AD Films doesn't have it anymore. Pretty sure it was called wasn't it called G-Force? In the U.S. I'm trying to find that out here. Let's see here. Yeah, G-Force, Guardians of Space. Let's see here. Let's see. Battle, blah, blah, blah. Broadcasted last year, second English translation, Turner Programming, Services. Let's see here. Began actually in 87, but didn't air in its entirety until its run on Cartoon Network in 95. The version was less heavily edited and had a relatively faithful translation. The voice acting, background music, and Americanized character names were criticized. So yeah, it was called G-Force. Okay, I thought it was. So it turns out it was Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Okay, cool. I know Cashin from Cashin Sins. I remember watching that when Toonami came back on Adult Swim. You have Hurricane Polymer, and Tekkaman. Tekkaman. Is that... Wait. Is that Technoman? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, that's another one I gotta look up here quick. Hold on. Because I know there's one called Technoman. I remember Technoman. That was a good show. Is it Technoman? Please tell me it's Technoman. I thought I copied... Oh, okay, I guess I didn't copy it, huh? I thought I hit the copy button, I go to paste it, and it's the other one again. So let's try that again. Control C. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Might be. It's Tekkaman the Space Knight. Doesn't look like... Oh, it might be the predecessor. Probably is. Like the old school predecessor to it, I bet you. Yeah, it was followed by... I bet you that's the one. Yep, Tekkaman Blade. So this was the predecessor. Okay. Now it makes sense. Okay, because Tekka Man Blade was one that became known as Techno Man. And if you ever watched Techno Man, holy crap, that had some of the best music in that thing ever. That was a pretty cool. I mean, it was a cheesy. You could smell the '80s all over that series. But man, it was pretty good. Okay, so basically, let me rephrase this again. So you get such classic series that have the leads in it from the series Science Ninja Team, Gotcha Man, Cashin, Hurricane, Palomar, and Tekka Man, the Space Knight. They all wound up together in this series thanks to an interdimensional event. Of course it was. That found them protecting a listless teenager named Emmy while fighting with all their combined might against a world-destroying evil. It's always a world-destroying evil. It's never like a dimensional destroying evil. It's always a world-destroying evil. I always love that. Infini T Force, the movie, introduces a fearsome new foe, though. This time it seems as if the problem lies within the world of Ken Washo, or Washio, known as Gotchaman G01. Has one of the oldest abilities become his greatest enemy. Or has one of his oldest abilities, or oldest allies, became one of his greatest enemies. I don't know. It does seem kind of cool, though. They're teamed up with Digital Frontier on the co-production. It's world classic heroes combined with state-of-the-art computer animation. It does look pretty cool. I didn't see a trailer yet, though, for it. I wanted to pull up a trailer. I didn't see it. But it does look pretty damn cool. You can definitely see Cashin in this, so yeah. If you don't know what Cashin looks like, you're staring at this going, in the article going, who the hell is this, person that looks like a Gundam in a way? That's Cashin. That's definitely Cashin. Because I remember seeing Cashin Sins, and that was basically the follow-up to Cashin, and I didn't understand a damn thing that was going on in that, and I honestly was just watching Toonami for both of those. That one came on at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and Dead Man Wonderland was on before, and I was watching more Dead Man Wonderland than I was of Cashin Sin. So I had no idea what the hell Cashin was. It's like some robot, the Great Rust that starts destroying robots, brought on because I guess Cashin killed Luna or something, or killed the moon. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out, and Wikipedia was no help. It was one of those odd times when Wikipedia couldn't help me, but yet nothing really made a difference. It was the I understand it, but I don't want to sort of deal, and yeah, it's fine in a way, but still. Otherwise, though, definitely a useful. It looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna say it's a useful, like next step, I guess, because there was one originally. So it's definitely a useful sequel. Because if it was that good the first time, yeah, a sequel's definitely in the works. It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. This does look badass. Holy crap, this looks badass. At least from the stills that I've seen. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but the stills look badass. So this might be good, so long as the plot's not, like cringeworthy. But then again, you're pretty much jumping a whole bunch of stuff together from different franchises, so it might be. It might be. I don't know. It'd be like if Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman all merged into one episode together. Ugh. Wow. That's almost as bad as my mom and I. She was telling me about a friend of hers earlier today. It's doing a game online with everybody, and somebody had put down my mom had missaid it, and she said Captain Adventure, and it just made me think of the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. And I'm like, okay, or the Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about this, I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of picturing, Captain America, but it's Flapjack holding Captain America's shield, dressed like Captain America, going, adventure! I mean, you can see that. If you could see that in your head, I apologize, because I saw it all day. But, yeah, it would be something like that. This does look pretty cool, like I said, and probably is a definitely good sequel, I guess, to the original, but who knows? I didn't see the original. In fact, I didn't even know this Infini T Force thing even existed. I just kept seeing the damn banners all the time. And then there was finally an article. I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? And I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. Let's talk about this. So it looks pretty cool. I'm going to try to find a trailer on YouTube for it. I was just a little lazy. I didn't want to look it up. But this does seem kind of interesting. So, yeah, it does kind of look pretty cool. Who knows? This might be really, really good. Alright, so let's face it. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild may not have been every player's cup of tea. However, some players have now started finding fun, interesting things to do in a game that's, what? How old now? At least, wasn't this like one of the first Switch titles that came out? Yeah, I think it was. So, it's been out for a while. But Breath of the Wild players are sniping, or at least one Breath of the Wild player snipes Guardian from over 1,400 meters away. Holy hell, first off. That's impressive no matter what fucking game it is. So, though, it was 4 years ago. Okay, wow, cool. So, though Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out almost 4 years ago, folks continue to pull off amazing feats and incredible feats inside this game. Case in point, though, a player nailing a Guardian with an arrow from over 1,400 meters away. Nico is a Breath of the Wild player from Japan with an extensive resume of impressive achievements, many of which are cataloged on their YouTube and Twitter pages, but the video they uploaded definitely takes the cake, though. So, apparently after jumping down from the balcony of the Temple of Time near the beginning of the game, Nico fires an ancient arrow into the sky, seemingly at random. It's only by following that arrow across a vast distance and more than one loading zone with a bullet time bounce that Nico is able to show the projectile's destination, an unsuspecting Guardian which is soon reduced to a pile of smoke and rubble. Holy shit, man, that's impressive. And there is a video for it too, by the way, so you can actually pull it up. Nico says the Guardian is over 1,400 meters away from their starting position, but that's not a number they guessed at. So I want to stress that. That's not a number that they guessed at. By combining the Birdman's research study minigame, which measures how far you can travel with Link's paraglider, with a couple of glitches, Nico is able to come up with a fairly accurate distance for their sniper shot. It's all explained in the video. Make sure you enable English subtitles if you can't read Japanese. So, yeah, there's subtitles you can get for this yet. Whether or not they're going to be accurate, I don't know. But Breath of the Wild is one of the best open-world games of all time. And it's a testament to how well the developers at Nintendo blended intricate mechanics with a rich physics-based game environment that players continue to challenge themselves in this way. The same can be said for almost any freaking game. Okay, almost any game. Look at what Mitten Squad does with, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas. Look at Madry Bread and, Can You Beat Pokemon? Look at all the Skyrim players that are basically, oh, look here, can I beat Skyrim? Only using a spoon, a bucket, and a broomstick. I don't freaking know. Or, can I beat Fallout New Vegas with a butter knife? Who the hell knows? Am I able to... This thing is done for any game. It's, any game will constantly have players pushing themselves far beyond what the game can do after they've beaten the game half a dozen times. It's basically no longer a speed run. It's, hey, how quickly can I, flat out defeat this game? It's basically a, well, let's see here. I'm gonna pretty much just, I'm gonna see if I can challenge myself and create a challenge that the game doesn't have. Like, can I only use one particular weapon? I think somebody actually did do a challenge, if I remember right, for Breath of the Wild of, it was one of the early, it was like one of those ones that does, like, I think the Super Mario game ones, or the Mario World, like Super Mario Odyssey and stuff like that. I was like, can you beat Breath of the Wild without jumping or without climbing or without something or other? And it's like, yeah. I will say this: they definitely had to struggle a bit to get through the first area and get past it, but they succeeded and went to town on the game. But this is impressive nonetheless. And it's the fact that you sniped something. You sniped at a creature 1,400 meters away. Or over 1,400 meters away. That's impressive nonetheless, no matter what game it is. Because you figure RNG could have played a factor into this. That, that one particular Guardian could have easily been like one square off. Just one square off. That would have been the end of that. Just one square off, and boom, that would have been, it would never would have hit. The fact that you were able to get that, RNG didn't play a factor into this. Nothing, defeated the ability to do this. First off, that's impressive. 1, 2, extremely cool. 3, highly, highly sweet. 4, and I want to stress 4 here if I may, just for shits and giggles. Holy crap, is that cool? You were able to do that. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. Whether or not this is going to be something that somebody's going to try to, duplicate, which, let's face it, with gamers, they get competitive. And when something like this happens, I guarantee you somebody's going to go, well, now there's a challenge. Can I, snipe this creature, over this many meters away now? 1,400 is going to be, or over 1,400, or 1,400 is at least going to be the bare minimum. Now they're going to see if they can do it further and further and further. And they even admit they had to do glitches in this to figure some stuff out. But like I said, RNG could have played a factor in this. Just one glitch in the Matrix, and it would have screwed the whole pooch. So that's impressive, first off. You get massive kudos for me, for starters. But holy crap, that's impressive. I'm not going to lie. Seriously, that is highly, highly impressive. Highly impressive. You get kudos for me there for that. Major kudos. Major kudos. That was just so cool. Hopefully you'll be able to do more. But I know like a lot of people do this with games. They're always going to find something fun. And I know a lot of people hated, Breath of the Wild because the ending sucked. I know my former supervisor at work hated it because of how it ended. I've seen a lot of people that were just kind of like left like, the ending really pissed me off. The game was so great, you get to the ending and it sucks. There are some people that are like, can I beat it? They came up with their own challenges because you figure it this way: if a game sucks to the point that you're able to beat the story mode so quickly that, okay, this isn't a challenge anymore, you're gonna come up with your own challenge. You're gonna try to come up with something to make it more of a challenge. Because if you're whooping its ass on the hardest difficulty and you're not breaking a sweat, then the game developers, in my opinion, failed. They created something that isn't challenging enough, and you're going to get bored. So you need to create your own fun, hence why a lot of these challenges that gamers are making for themselves exist. And honestly, they are quite interesting. The more of them you see, the more you know. I know Mitten Squad did a Can You Be Pokemon Emerald without taking any damage game. That one, that's interesting. That one would be an interesting to see somebody else do. But yeah, I could. Oh yeah, that's whew. A lot of people just like speed run this, or can I beat it with like one particular character, one particular skill, one particular weapon. Factoring in like, oh well, like with Mitten. I'm gonna keep using Mitten Squad as an example because I do watch a lot of his videos. You basically have this, oh look here, well, kind of got screwed here because this is an on-rail part, so it's considered a story-centric, we have no control over it, so doesn't count for the challenge, which is true. Like, if there's something that, like, let's say I were to play a game, good example here, okay, let's say I were to say, can I beat Golden Sun without using any out-of-battle Psi Energy, or without using any Psi Energy? The answer is technically no, because there are some challenges in the game that will require you to move something that you won't be able to get near or touch, hence why you need to use Psi Energy. So then you'd have to change it to, well, can I use, any non-battle Psi Energy, or what's the least amount of Psi Energy that I need to use? Or can I beat Golden Sun without using any summons? Can I beat it without using Dingeon? Can I beat it without using, any in-battle Psy-Energy? And then I basically am trying to figure out, how to do it. And I'm creating a challenge for myself. And that's the whole concept. But yeah, there are people that they get a kick out of this. And in all honesty, more power to them. But you just come up with like a game, you do that, you try to beat your own challenge, and then see if it's possible. Like like I said, would I be able to beat Golden Sun without using any in-battle Psy-Energy? Probably. That means you'd only be limited then to summons, items, and your regular attack. You wouldn't be able to use any Psy-Energy at all. So no healing, aside from like potions, herbs, stuff like that. No massive attacks, no buffs, no debuffs, none of that crap. Out of battle Psy-Energy is perfectly fine, like move, catch, Ply you technically, I would say, wouldn't be able to use, so right there you would fail the challenge because Coma La Forest, you need to use it on Trent, so you automatically lose. And when challenges have a part that is story-centric, that you have no control over, like you need to use this in order to progress the story, then you have no choice. You have to do it. That's what it is. There's no skipping over it unless you want to try to glitch. There's no getting around it. Or it's like, again, I'll go back to Mitten Squad. Can I beat Fallout 3 as a child? Technically, yes, you can. Though the problem is you're not able to hit some of the buttons because children aren't allowed to use this, children aren't allowed to use this, children aren't allowed to use this. So technically, no. However, you can glitch your way into the final by using like certain system of do this, do that, and you can get in. But for stuff that's story-centric, and that was the point that I was trying to make, and I kind of got a little sidetracked. But that's the whole point. If it's something that's story-centric, that you have no control over it, it is, the game force feeds it up your ass to basically get done, you have no choice. You have to use it. So that wouldn't count for or against the challenge because the game's requiring it. A prime example, or actually a better one, would be, could you beat Pokemon Black or White using insert Pokemon here? Technically, no, because there is a battle where you have to catch the opposite of the Pokemon for the game, and you have to use it in the next battle. Now, you can technically just have it in the party, have it get killed, and then you're free to go, but you still need to catch it, you still need to use it. So that's basically the question of, do you suspend the challenge, or is that all the further you get to go? Therein lies the question. So with a lot of this stuff, that's sort of how these challenges work. People will create a challenge, to make the game more challenging to them, share it out for everybody to see, and then it's like, oh, I want to try that. And then they try something similar. Like, could I beat Breath of the Wild using only mops as weapons? Possible, doable, though they break with ease, according to the one person that tried it. But yeah, there's like a lot of, challenges that you can make for yourself. It's just a matter of, sitting down, thinking about it, and putting the time and effort into doing it. You want to challenge yourself because the game failed to do it. And like I said, if a game fails to challenge you and you're on the hardest difficulty, then the developers fucked up and they royally didn't do a good enough job designing the game. Because if you're able to beat it just like that, and they're sitting there going, nah, you're fine, that's fine, you can beat it, we don't care, then they failed. Then they failed you as a developer. They failed big time. And that is honestly where I stand on that because of it. But with challenges like this, I think they're cool. I always get a kick out of watching these. Like, I'll watch Mitten Squad, I think it's Game Champ or Game Chump 3000 or something that does the one. I know J-Rose11 puts a few of them up with Pokemon, but his is sort of a challenge / speed run in a way. because it's how quickly can you beat Pokemon insert version here, only using insert Pokemon here. With Madrybrid, it's can I beat this and this using only this one, and he started getting into Skyrim videos. He did his first Fallout one last week, which I watched. Wasn't bad. Interesting. Though, honestly, you gotta take a break from the unusual. So see how you are with different games. We know how you are with Pokemon. You know, you're good with it. If, like, you're playing one particular game, yeah, you're gonna get better at it. Take a break from the norm, try something different, and see what happens. I mean, not every single gamer in the world wants to see, how quickly can I catch the imposters in Among Us using only one-word sentences. That's possible, but interesting to see how it would work. But yeah, so for this challenge, like I said, I guarantee you somebody's going to come around and try to beat it now and try to do it from further away. But for now, this is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is interesting. 100% interesting. All right. So once again, let's put on our pirate hats, grab our swords, and go yar me mateys as we talk about piracy once a freaking again. This is starting to become, I think, with me a very annoying topic in a way. So the manga creator on piracy. Quote the devil, we're not drawing manga as volunteers. I want to start off this discussion, this topic here, by saying the following. I highly respect manga creators. Believe me, I have seen Bakuman, both the anime, and I have read the manga. Believe me, you have my utmost sympathy. You really do. I am never going to say that what you do is easy. I am never going to say that we take you for granted. Believe me, you earn whatever's coming your way. So I want to say that before I go any further, that they do have my respect. Now here's my point in this. So apparently, the mangaka Gino0808 published a tweet, put up a tweet on Twitter, saying, quote, I want pirated manga to disappear. Even if they keep getting posted, if people would just not read them, that'd be fine. Now, Gino0808 has published 2 manga. One of them is, I'm going to say the translated titles because I know I'm going to butcher the actual titles. So the translated titles are Virgin Story and Devouring a Snow Woman and Crab. Neither of which have been licensed in America. So apparently the only way to read these things is apparently via scanlation sites and other forms of pirating. Yo ho ho and a bottle of Screwed, basically. Yeah, in a way. But basically, they have a message as far as reading them this way, don't. The mangaka continued. If you don't think you want to read my manga badly enough to spend money on it, that's a sign that I and my manga aren't good enough, and that decision is yours to make. If you only think it's good enough to read pirated, though, I don't want you to read it. Now, I have stated multiple times when it comes to, anime piracy, that there is a gray area, and this is where I consider the gray area. You're talking a rare as hell title. We're talking OOP, massively out of print, extremely rare, the holiest of holy grails to find your goddamn hands on. I mean, it's going to cost you $600-700 for 1 or 2 episodes. Okay? This thing is the holy grail. And somebody who got their hands on it, spent the money, and probably thought, okay, this was a piss poor investment. Okay? Or, hey, I want to, if people really want to invest the time and money into this, put this out there so that they can see what they're going to get. And you see it on an anime piracy site, then that's basically, okay, I'm debating if I want to get this. Let me see what episode 1 is to see if it's interesting enough for me to look around to find a good deal on it. That's the gray area that I always see. Now, whether or not you think that way, that's your opinion. That's how I always see it. Do I think anime piracy is good? No. I don't think it's good in my opinion, but like I said, there is a gray area. There really is a gray area in this. And the same can be said for manga as well. Because if you have a title that has not been released, first off, if it hasn't been licensed in America, that means that if you live in America, you're not going to be able to read it because it's still going to be in kanji. So you can't translate it unless you pop it in through Google Translate or you use a translation program. So that defeats the purpose, in a way, of buying it. Well, I can't read it. Well, then you're not supposed to have it. This sort of goes back to a few months ago, actually. There was a voice actress that voiced her opinion on anime piracy that made a comment that, oh, well, if you can't afford it, you should go to a subscription site like Crunchyroll or Funimation Now or Netflix and watch it on there. Don't go to these sites and watch it for free. And people were giving, a couple of them actually gave some really good, counterpoints. And the one was, it's not available in my country. To which her response was, and I quote, then it's not for you to watch. So, a Western audience might find this interesting. But because it's not for us, by her standards, because it's not in our country, we can't view it in our region. We're supposed to completely forget it exists. Nope, I've never heard of it before. I don't know anything about it because it doesn't exist in my country. I'm not supposed to see it. Do you see how stupid that sounds? I mean, a simple Google search, you can pull up a Wikipedia article, you can pull up news articles, reviews on this thing, and you're telling me that because I can't physically watch it, I'm supposed to forget it even exists. So when it comes to this, okay, let's say, hypothetically, that somebody is interested in one of your two titles. They can't read Japanese. They have a program that can translate the images and can give them what's said on the pages, but they can't read it physically. So somebody puts up, like, let's say one chapter, literally one chapter. Okay? So you're pissed off at that because it's up there, people have seen it, but then they still go and buy it. But because they saw it from there, you're obviously pissed. So that's a massive issue here for me. And I get this, that they put down, they're not drawing manga as volunteers. It's a valuable product. You often hear people say they pirate manga because they want to spend or spread recognition of it. But that's a tatame. Apparently tatame is a custom of saying one thing while actually thinking another. It's actually, I think, an oxymoron. Hold on. I know there's an actual English word for that. Hold on. Saying one thing and meaning another. Officiality. Hold on. Oh, while thinking another. Okay, while thinking another. Okay, not meaning another, thinking another. Just thinking another. Alright. I know there's an actual word for this. Thinking one thing and saying another. Okay, that's it. Okay, what's the name of it? Hypocrite! That's the definition. Hypocrite! A person who acts in contradiction to his or her stated beliefs or feelings. A hypocrite! Okay, it's a hypocrite. When you think one thing but say another, you're a hypocrite. I knew there was a word for it, just couldn't think of it. But yeah, okay, so that basically means you're a hypocrite. You want to spread recognition, but you don't want to pay for it. No, because in all honesty, I could argue this till I'm blue in the face. I honest to God could. One person may not want to pay for it. They want to spread it out there to the world to show everybody, hey, I think this artist really does a good job. It's a pyramid sort of deal. It's sort of like a reverse pyramid scheme in a way. Only nobody's getting money out of this. It's basically, oh, here, look, I'm going to share this so others can see it and they might be interested in buying it. It's not person A's fault that persons B through G decide they want to share it so others can see it and possibly buy it and not buy it themselves. Person A wanted to do a good thing. Persons B through G screwed person A, and now person 0 is royally pissed at person A. Do we see the concept here? Apparently, Gino 0808 or Gina 0808 or Jin 0808, I guess, also wants people to think of what reading pirated manga does to manga assistants in addition to manga creators. Do pirates think manga is made by a person with talent who just has an idea pop into their head, then draws it up with no effort at all? Manga is a result of the creators using years of their lives and taking on the risk of going into the red so that they can pay their assistants. Okay, let me stop you here for a second. Let me use Bakuman here as an example. You don't get assistance until you actually get serialized or picked up. Otherwise, you're just pushing out one-shots. So if you're paying for assistance out of your own pocket, that's your own problem. Because you could easily say, no, I'll do it myself and work on a one-shot. When you get picked up by like a distributor or a magazine, or, oh, look here, we got a crap ton of books, now we can release you like this volume, so we need to come up with, chapters, that's when you get assistance. Okay, that's when you get assistance. Before that, no. You really don't. As far as you wake up with an idea, you have a bunch of ideas that pop into your head. You figure out which ones work and then draw it up. There's still effort involved. You're putting in the effort of thinking of the idea. Oh, with no effort at all. Nobody ever said that no effort goes into manga. I have never heard anyone, even the people that, swear by the pirated sites, I have never heard any of them say that that no effort ever goes into manga. They don't think that it just magically appears like Shenron bringing it to life because you gathered the Dragon Balls. Nobody says that. No one. So that's my main issue. But then there's the other side of the coin here. Now, this is the manga creator getting pissed. Now, let me explain something to you as it kind of affects here in the U.S. when it comes to certain things. Now, over in Japan, I don't know how it works entirely, but usually, and I want to stress this usually part here, if I may, okay? Usually, when you have something like a book, a show, or a movie, you get a royalty, okay? A royalty. The thing is, when you submit your idea, because of how scummy lawyers are and contracts can be, your idea is now no longer your idea. You've basically given the rights to your idea to publication A. Let's say you write a book and you decide, hey, I'm going to take this to a publisher. That publisher now kind of has the rights to your book, though technically only for long as you're with that publisher. So, like, let's say publisher A has you sign the contract. Well, now publisher A has the rights to license out and, push out your story. Does that mean that, if it were to get, jacked and put out for free and by, person, like C, D, and E here, does that screw you? Well, in a way, yeah, you're not getting your royalty, but it's the publisher that's getting the bigger hit, not you. The publisher has to pay for the pages. The publisher has to pay for, the binding, for the advertising, the taxes on it. They have to be the one to push this out there. You're getting a royalty. Think about that for a minute. You're getting a royalty. Okay? So, when it comes to manga, sure, it sucks if somebody pirates it. No argument here. If they're doing it because it's an extremely rare title, it's a doujinshi, and I don't mean doujinshi actually can be just like a fan-made story. It's actually a pretty fancy term for it. It's just gotten the misconception of it being porn in a way because, everybody's mind goes into the gutter at some point. But you basically have that. Or it's like an obscure title that's has no chance of ever getting outside of the East. Let's say somebody's curious about this. The strange curiosity catches their attention via spreading of word on the internet. They want to know what it is, but they can't get their hands on it. They're searching high and low. They want to know, is this worth my time and effort? It's like a treasure hunter that at some point starts losing faith in the fact that there is a treasure out there. What am I searching for? And all of a sudden, you see like a scanlation of 1 or 2 chapters. Okay, now I kind of understand. Now it makes sense. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is really good, but I still want to have it because not everything on the internet stays on the internet. There are times when stuff goes away. So, yeah, I kind of want to get this physically. Now, you don't have the complete thing, but you have like 1 chapter to work off of. So you like save a couple pages to find the images that match. Like, let's say character A in this story is on the cover. You want to make sure you have the right one because a lot of characters can start looking the same. If it's from the same author or it's a similar style, they can start looking the same. And you want to go, yeah, okay, no, this is the right one. Then you have it in physical copy. So you're still buying it down the road. It's just you're not buying it right away. Like I said, that's my argument side with this. Otherwise, yeah, I have the utmost respect for manga artists. I have the utmost respect for them. I really do. But there's a time and a place to throw a bitch fit when it comes to how your stuff is put out there. Especially in this day and age when everything's going digital. Look, if you're contractually obligated to keep your stuff with the contractor and you can't put it out online, that's fine. The problem is, you're going to have people that are going to constantly find a way to put it out there for other people to see. You can't stop it. Oh, well, it'd be nice if people just stopped looking at it. Well, yeah, that would be nice, but the problem is, let's say somebody steals a painting and hangs it in their living room. Oh, it's a painting. They're not going to know it's stolen, but because it's stolen or because it's a fake, you don't want people to see it because it's taken away from the original. No, because most of the time that draws people to the original. They want to know what it was originally. Especially for something that isn't even translated into their language, but hey, they need to get it translated to read it to see, is it worth it? That's what you call like, oh here, let's have a sneak preview. But the sneak preview could end up turning into, oh look, here's 2 or 3 chapters. Here's 2 or 3 books worth of chapters, or 2 or 3 volumes worth. That's not their fault that people put that out there. But sure, you could tell somebody, don't look at this. They're going to look at it when you tell someone not to do something. Don't touch the hot stove. They're gonna touch the hot stove. Don't open the door. They're gonna open the door. Don't answer. They're gonna answer. Whatever you tell them to do, they're gonna do the opposite. I know how you feel about this. I feel for you, like I said. But at the end of the day, one, if you're paying assistants, unless you're having a weekly series, why do you have assistants? If you have a monthly series, okay, the assistants come in, like what? I would assume once or twice a week. Maybe like 1 or 2 weeks a month. That's it. Or maybe even just like 1 week, the whole 7 days. I don't know. If you have a weekly series, they're practically there pretty much every day. Almost. So, yeah, your argument kind of is a moot point at some spaces. Similar to the argument from the voice actress that threw her fit over pirated anime, your argument over pirated manga has holes in it. No offense, no disrespect. Like I said, you have my utmost respect being a manga artist, but you seem to have this is my mentality, and you're forcing that onto others. Like, I don't want you reading this. Why? Because I said so. That doesn't work. When your parents tell you that, you want to read it then anyway. It's the common mindset of a human being. You tell them no, they want to do it. It does happen. But when it comes to this, yeah, I get it. But you're making a point that honestly is a worthless point to make. Seeing as, okay, yeah, you're the creator, but you have it being distributed. Like, if you have a contract with, let's say, a Shueisha or one of the other manga publishers, like Viz or something else. Let's say you have, well, Viz is a distributor, but let's say one of the other main ones that does like a series, like a monthly one, bi-monthly, whatever. They are the ones that can then technically take the risk. They're the ones that are looking at you going, we'll pay you for this, but you know how this works. They're going to pay you what they think is fair, what they believe you're worth, and that's it. Or we'll pay you per page this amount. Or they'll pay you, like, let's say they have a wage gauge set up. That's what they'll pay you per page. Oh, per series, yada yada. You don't get rich off of this. Yeah, as they said in Bakuman, it's a gamble. That's the problem. You run the risk of, hey, am I going to be able to make rent this month? However, you're basically a freelancer. If you think about it, you're freelancing this. Oh, you're a manga artist. Yes. That basically means you're a freelancer in a way. You may not have a job for a while. You might have a massive string. It comes to an end, and you might have no work months, years on end. You're basically an overglorified freelancer. You have my respect, but keep in mind, there is a point in time where you have to realize that what you think you are versus what the actuality is does kind of cross paths here, and it does make sense. You have my respect, but not when you bitch about something that, honestly, even though you're a creator, you don't fully understand, in my opinion. That's where my respect kind of dies off. Otherwise, you have my respect. You can sit there, you can draw all the pages, you can do all that. That's impressive. You have my respect on that. But when it comes to hammering out details like, I'm upset because of this, or I'm annoyed at this, there kind of falls the weird in this. Just a bit. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe not. But still, that's... yeah, it is what it is. And you're always going to have piracy no matter what. So, I mean, what? Look at Netflix. Anytime you stick something behind a paywall, you're basically begging for it. And that's the problem. Look at how Tron Legacy started off. That's the whole thing at the start of Tron Legacy. They're going to charge money for this operating system. But Flynn's son decides, oh, hell no, puts it out for free. That shit happens. You put something behind the paywall, people are going to find a way around the paywall. Come on. Think for a moment here. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. It's been a week, huh? Anyway, don't forget to submit your questions for January's Q&A video. You have until, ironically, the 25th to submit your questions. Yay! Isn't that fun? I actually almost forgot about this one. Yeah, you have until the 25th to submit your questions for January's Q&A video. That's right. So submit your questions for the Q&A in January. I'm looking forward to them. You have until 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to submit your questions on the 25th. I will try to record it on the 26th. And, well, 27th, I know I have to work inventory that one night, so, or at least that day. So, I'm helping inventory at another store. So, 28th or 29th, I'll put it up. Probably 28th I'll shoot for. Or I even just put it up that Saturday. I don't know. But yeah, don't forget to submit your questions for the Q&A. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Now's the perfect time to catch up on rant videos, discussion videos, because I haven't done any for a little bit of time, so now's a good time to catch up on them. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. I am checking out for the night. Night, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and I will catch us all next time here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Bye, everybody.